What does the $1.8 billion commission lawsuit mean for you as a home seller? We'll cover that today on Frequently Asked Friday. What is going on, party people? In this video today, we're going to tackle the question, what does the $1.8 billion with a B dollar lawsuit against real estate agents, commissions, what does that mean for you as a prospective home seller? So we're gonna chop this video up into 3 different sections. We're gonna go into facts, we're gonna go into other facts, and then we're going to go into thoughts to consider, right? And hopefully I don't get my backside sued in saying something that I shouldn't in this video. All right, fact section number 1. There was a class action lawsuit that resulted in a guilty verdict by a jury against the National Association of Realtors, Keller Williams, and Home Services of America. The suit alleged that those 3 parties, NAR, Keller Williams, Home Services of America, the 3 big real estate bodies, they conspired together, conspiracy, to inflate real estate commissions by forcing sellers to offer commissions to buyers agents, AKA agents representing buyers that were buying the homes. Now, also important to know, at least as of the date of this recording, the judge has not accepted that verdict, and experts are predicting this will get appealed, for eons to come. So question or not, whether or not that actually, that judgment becomes enforceable. But what this does leave is it poses the questions to sellers. Does that mean that I don't have to offer commission to a buyer's agent? All right, next section, this is other facts. So commissions have always been negotiable since the beginning of time, right? So you've always been able to negotiate commissions with not only the agent that you hire to list and sell your property, but with whatever you choose to pay to a prospective buyer's agent. Up until 1 month ago, the Central Virginia Multiple Listing Service, if you wanted to list your property in the Central Virginia Multiple Listing Service, home sellers have been forced, strong hand, arm twisted, to offer a bare minimum commission of $1. So if you wanted to have your home in the multiple listing service, for the privilege of marketing your property via the multiple listing service, you had to offer buyer agency commission. We were conspiring, forcing you to offer a minimum of $1 of compensation as a buyer agent's commission in order to have your home placed in the MLS. In preparation for this potential lawsuit, the wise folks of the Central Virginia Multiple Listing Service has changed their policy to now, you can now advertise your property in the Central Virginia Multiple Listing Service. You are no longer forced to offer $1 a buyer agency commission. The bare minimum is now $0 that you can offer. So if you wanted to sell your property in Central Virginia, if you wanted in our MLS system, you can now do so by offering 0% buyer agency commission. All right, so now that we've given you the facts, I'm not gonna give you a suggestion, but I am gonna give you some thoughts to consider on when you go to sell your next property. Do you offer buyer agency commission? If so, how much? All that fun stuff. All right, so the conversation that I always have with my sellers, with my clients is, hey, as a seller, you need to make a business decision how much commission that you want to offer to a buyer's agent, if any, right? So we're framing this of, hey, let's make a business decision about this. Now, I will tell you the historical and still current norm in our market, not rule, not like law, not we're forcing you, but just kind of the business norm is that the normal commission being offered to a buyer's agent, the predominant commission being offered to a buyer's agent is 3% in our marketplace. So if we really think about this, if we are not offering any type of commission, or if we were offering a commission under that historical norm to a prospective buyer agent, one of 3 things is going to happen with your home sale. Number 1, if an agent is working with a buyer, right, and they are going to buy a home in your price point and they have multiple homes to choose from, if they have to sell your home, that means prospectively they might be working for less money, or they may have to take a price cut in order to sell your home. So let's just say you're offering 2% as opposed to 3%. That means that if an agent sells your property, they are taking a 33% pay cut. If you're offering 1%, they're taking a 66% pay cut. If you're offering 0% and they want to sell your home, that means prospectively they are taking a 100% pay cut. Second scenario, if an agent has a buyer agency agreement with their buyer, stating that they are to get a certain percentage irregardless of what the seller is offering. So for example, I'm working with Ellis, our cameraman, and he wants to buy a property. We have him sign an agreement that says we're gonna make 3%, as our services to him as the client. That means that if we sell prospectively your property offering 2%, that 2 of the 3% that you are offering is getting covered in our commission, and that Ellis, our cameraman, would have to pay the additional 1%, meaning that if he wanted to buy your property, he would buy your property, but it would also cost him an additional 1% in the monies that he had to pay to his real estate agent. Or, if you're only offering 1%, then he has to make up 2%, and on and on and on. So essentially, if a buyer wants to use an agent and the agent has an agreement with the buyer, then the buyer not only has to buy your house and pay all the monies, included with that, but they also have to pay their agent as well. And last but not least, let's say, the buyer says, hey, I don't want to have to pay an agent or get in that scenario. Then the buyer would have to buy your property without using a real estate agent, right? So they would just have to say, hey, I have to forego agency because I can't afford it, I don't want to pay it, and therefore I just have to buy a property directly from the seller or directly from the listing agent without any representation. So the question for you, the thought to consider is, do any of these 3 scenarios, could those potentially negatively impact your sale, negatively impact the price that you're able to sell your home for? And that, my friends, is Frequently Asked Friday today. So I'm gonna leave it at that so I don't get sued. If you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, fears, leave it in the comments, shoot me a DM. I look forward to seeing the comments on this one. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day.